9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. We have all heard it 1,000 times. Trust me, everywhere you go and someone is there is pitching you like, wanna quit your 9 to 5 job, live free, be your own boss, many things, etc. But here's the thing, nobody really talks about what 9 to 5 actually is, and nobody talks the truth behind it. And too many people are falling for this hype. So today, I decided I'll speak about this.
Stop it. Get some help.
What is 9 to 5 and the conspiracy around it. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button because this is gonna be awesome. Just think back. There was a time all of us wanted a good 9 to 5 job. We worked hard on our resumes, applied companies, waited for interviews. And when we finally landed the job, we felt like we have succeeded. So now, why suddenly we have to look at 9 to 5 like an ugly parasite? Why we must run away from it? Haven't you thought about it at any time? Why is everyone saying, how can I quit my 9 to 5 job? Tell me honestly. Wasn't that the very thing once we chased like crazy?
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Why there's a conspiracy that you want to quit 9 to 5 job? And then others take advantage of this trend. They come to you saying, do you want to quit your 9 to 5? What are you even talking about? Are you out of your mind? I don't even have a job to quit 9 to 5. But yeah, I'm here to talk about the disadvantages of quitting 9 to 5. But let me tell you, if you're chasing a financial freedom in a short time, you have to run very fast. You need to close your eyes and run. But even if you do everything right and still it might not work. No one, let me repeat, no one is going to make you rich immediately. So stop dreaming of get rich quick. So I don't mean to stop dreaming altogether, but what I meant is stop dreaming about getting instant wealth. Maybe some persons might have made it just like this, but how sure is the same will happen to you? I doubt it is going to happen for me. Yes, in a job, you might work 9 or 12 hours a day. In India, some companies log you for 9 hours, but in reality, you are there for 14 to 16 hours daily. Feels like you completely live in the office. You only go home to eat, shit, sleep, and nothing else. Here's the difference. When you work in a team in an office, you share the load. The moment you quit your 9 to 5, you became alone. You need to work 24/7. That is entrepreneurship. And as soon as you'll start to think, maybe working in the office wasn't that bad. At least I had more time. If you quit 9 to 5, despite doing everything, if things don't work, you have to take the full responsibility. But in a job, you still get paid for the work you did. You don't need to think or stress too much. In a job, you can slack a little. Doesn't mean that you have to work hard like a machine all the time. You don't need to be perfect. But outside 9 to 5, you start entrepreneurship, you're gonna be perfect at everything. Because one slip and your image takes a hit. So responsibility is more when outside 9 to 5. And a stable 9 to 5 ensures your commitments are met. It even allows you to plan for years ahead. But quitting 9 to 5, your future becomes unknown. You don't even know what's going to come next, even your paycheck. What I'm trying to tell is the hype of quitting 9 to 5 becomes financially independent and chasing freedom. If you're starting from zero, forget about quick success. Don't fall for it. If you already have a financial backing, it's a different story. But now I'm speaking for those who don't have that privilege. Everyone you see who made it, they didn't take shortcuts. And even if they did take shortcuts, it required insane work. And yes, sometimes it takes luck too. But if you think it will just happen for you out of nowhere, good for you if you believe that. I respect it. But deep down, if you know it won't, then you need to start taking the toughest route as fast as you can. Yes, it's going to be risky and it really looks dangerous. Sometimes you have to take the hardest road to move forward. Even for me, coming to Canada was not some easy fairy tale. It was a 2-year struggle and it only happened in the 3rd year. During my bachelor's in India, I once had an offer to move to Ireland. It came through my teacher. in summer college. But I was scared to decide, and what I did, I went back to my dad, and we spoke about it, he wasn't also confident enough to give a decision. And we took a day, and by then the offer was gone. The dream is dead. And I finished my masters, then COVID hit. I moved to Chennai, and from a day one, my mind screamed, I need to go to abroad. That was the only thing which was having in my mind. But in reality, I didn't even got my first job yet, and I failed interviews over and over. I didn't know how to face them. I made myself do 100 interviews just to learn how to crack one. And then finally I got my first job. And from that point, interviews never scared me again. But working and not progressing with the mental trauma I carried in work, it didn't work out for me. The dream was going abroad became a nightmare. And every night before I sleep, I thought, how can I travel this world? Determination was there, but there wasn't any way. One day I told my dad straight, I'm moving abroad. The dream I saw in media, that people transforming their lives after they go to abroad, it gave me hope. Yes, a silly hope, but yeah. I started applying jobs in Canada. Even I paid to an agency to place me. Unluckily, I wasted 7 months, not even a single interview. That plan completely failed. And I would not blame this place for that. I realized that I don't have the demand eligibility criteria met to be hired sitting from back home. Then came the second option. You can also go as a student. I also wanted to come here legally. I didn't know people could come here as visitors and convert, but even it takes time. And I wanted the privilege to go back to my country anytime without fear. So I will stick to that. Again, I went back to my dad and I said I want to go Canada as a student. At that time, I looked so selfish, crazy even. My family couldn't afford it, that's the truth. But still, I was persistent that I need to go. The first step for me was convincing my own parents. It took months, and I understood this. If I was prepared to take the responsibilities for my action, I had to ask clearly. So I went back and asked, if you can do it, let's do it quickly. And if not, I need to find another way. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm just going to keep fighting on it. Because the more we delay, the more time is wasted. This was the only thing which was running in my mind, and I couldn't think anything else. So I worked in night shifts, and in the day, I processed my application all alone. It was just me. I was away from home, and my roommates, they also had their own lives, and me, I barely saw anyone. I worked nights, so only weekends I had a human contact. That's how my life was. I had to work relentlessly. There was no other shortcut. Step by step, every process I had to endure all by myself. That was really hard. I wrote my IELTS after finishing my shift at night, sleeping just for like 3 hours and going to the exam center. And after the exam, I went straight back to work, working the entire night, and the next day I went back home. It was that crazy, and when the results came, I failed. I failed in my first IELTS attempt. Guess what? I had to take another one. So after I got my IELTS results, but now it's time to apply college, I spent my entire month's salary applying to colleges because one application cost me, even if it's a minimum of $100, it's 6,000 Indian rupees. Finally, I got lucky. Sentinel accepted me. That's how story of me coming to Canada. I don't see anything happen easy anywhere. People around me, they were just laughing at me that why you are trying so hard. But I knew that I had to do, so there's no way out. But here's the truth. I want to make this clear to everyone. Whether it was landing my first job or coming to Canada, nothing was easy for me. I wasn't gifted. I wasn't privileged. I was thrown into competition everywhere and I was failing too. Everything was against me. And I had to adapt myself. I had to fight to fit in, to learn faster than others, to survive when doors shut in my face. And trust me, it was really painful. There were times I just thought myself that I should give up, but I was delusional, thinking that if you're going to give up, then think why you started. And that's the only thing kept me going. But this is the thing: if I have not done it, someone else would have done it, and I would be left behind. So something I don't want to happen. So here's my point: whether it's a 9 to 5 or a dream job or a business, you're an entrepreneur, whatever you are, there is no escape for your hard work. Don't hate your 9 to 5. Don't glorify quitting it either. Whatever path you choose, just remember this: you will have to work harder than you ever imagined. And that's the truth. Nobody else will tell you. If you take a business person, if he's making so much of international trips, it might be a week or two. But how long he's working. In this video, I would say it's not a bad thing dreaming quitting 9 to 5, but you need to get prepared to do 24/7 if you want to quit 9 to 5, because 9 to 5 gets completed once you're done with your work. But this entrepreneurship and doing business, quitting your 9 to 5, maybe it sounds so amusing at the start, but when you get in, when you step in forward, you eventually start investing more time and effort on what you normally do. So that is entrepreneurship. So it's so hard to get bored, and you should be ready to do a boring job repeatedly again and again, despite the fact it doesn't work or not. So this is entrepreneurship. This is quitting 9 to 5, and it's a bait people are putting on people so that they get easily convinced into wrong things. But when you are trying to get in something like this, do your own research. Does that thing has the market, and is it works? That's all for this video. I think this video went very long. Okay, if the video is very long, I am glad that I have shared some things to you guys, and let me know in the comments how it did go, and if you find something that I could have done better, you can just let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.